What did you think of Simpsorama?
Simpsorama, the weakest parts were stuff that involved the Simpsons.
Yeah.
I thought that the plot on which they hanged it on, to be honest, you know, it was enough.
Yeah.
I guess, you know.
Well, I think, ironically, that this one was 20 minutes and the Family Guy one was an eternity. That this one could have been 40 minutes and it would have been greatly improved.
Yeah.
I think it's got an odd flow. Like, it didn't spend enough time with the individual bits.
Yeah. I'd have wanted to see more time with the Simpsons exploring the future.
Yeah. It's only like one scene, isn't it?
Yeah. Or finding out, like, what happened to Springfield in the future.
Yeah.
What does Springfield look like? And they could have had fun jokes with that. But then also the Planet Express crew being in the present time as well. That could have been fun, with exploring and seeing how stupid they are. But my biggest laughs came from the Futurama cast.
Yeah, easily.
I think they're just it's funnier. The lines are just sharper.
Yeah.
I said I don't know what I thought about. I mean, obviously because trying to get the Simpsons and Futurama cast together, the plot was always going to be a bit sketchy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's.
Well, it's just the Terminator, essentially, isn't it? A
Yeah.
robot gets sent back to kill someone, and then they find out that they don't have to, so they save it like that. It's very slight.
Yeah, it's very slight. It's fluff. Because ultimately it's just the fun of seeing these characters interact. I just wish there was more time spent seeing that. That's
with
the
actual interaction.
Yeah.
What I liked was the way that they didn't do it much, but they made slightly less obvious like twins of what they were. Like Bender went with Maggie in the end.
Oh yeah.
Like they did that rather than with Family Guy and The Simpsons, where it was just Peter, Homer. Them two are similar. There, obviously at the beginning it was Bender and Homer, which are the obvious ones.
I also liked how they were, because I think in the episode they were poking fun if there was a crossover. I like how the jokes were at least a bit more subtle than the Family Guy ones. The Family Guy ones, it was like, you get it? Do you get it yet? Do you get it? But like the Simpsons, the jokes were a little bit subtler. Like I noticed when all the rabbits were running around, there was one of the rabbits from My Life is Hell comic that Matt Groening used to write, and he was writing on the wall, crossovers are hell.
Yeah.
That's cute because obviously you're talking about crossover, but it's also written by one of Matt Groening's first cartoon characters, which is it's quite cute. It's quite nice.
The references are actually fairly decent, rather than, again, we keep comparing it to the Family Guy one, but it's so much better. But like when we saw the dog, I can't remember his name from
Seymour.
No, is it called Seymour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought you were Skinner.
Oh, Skinner. Yeah, no, it's called Seymour.
When you saw Seymour, just a nice little moment, a little touch to bring you back, to make you think, oh, that was Futurama.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
didn't labour it in.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cute seeing that. I also really liked, I think it was Lisa was, because basically the plot is, Bender goes back in time, he's been told by the Planet Express crew that he's got to kill Homer Simpson, because he causes this calamity. It don't work out, we don't need to kill Homer, we need to kill some other person. It turns out to be Marge, and we're like, alright, okay, well, we can't kill Marge, we'll kill one of her offspring. And we're like, oh, which one is it? Which one's guilty of causing this great calamity? You go into the future and you see all these bunny rabbits have taken over New York.
And then they turn out to be evil versions of Bart. Like they shed the skin and they're like...
So what we do then is through a series of circumstances we end up in the future.
Yep.
We have to try and find a way of fixing the problem, also without killing a child.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's just to hang all the stuff on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, apart from the fact that it was too short, there wasn't much actually wrong with it.
No,
it wasn't
really.
as sharp as both shows at the prime.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the worst that either show had done.
It's the best that a Simpsons Futurama crossover could have been.
Yeah.
You know, because I obviously considering the time constraints, you're always going to have a short amount of time to establish how they get into the same universe. Because ultimately that doesn't really matter.
No.
As far as cynical cash-ins go, I'm kind of okay with this one.
Yeah, well, the two worlds aren't that dissimilar.
Yeah, and it's kind of a Matt Groening poking fun at himself a little bit. At least there's a bit of levity to it.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind.
What would you give it out of like a 10 then?
I
think I'd give it like a 6, a high 6, low 7.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go over full hog and go with a 7.
Oh, okay.
I'll go with a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than the Simpsons Family Guy crossover.
Yeah.
Well, that was just dreadful. That was awful. that could have been fitted into 20 minutes.
This is what I mean. I think this should have been 45 minutes, and that one should have been 20 minutes.
But I think also it kind of highlights how much better writers the Simpsons / Futurama writers, presumably some of the Futurama writers working on this as well, are compared to like the Family Guy ones. Right? Even Simpsons now, their writing is better than Family Guy's.
That's true. But so would be like I don't know, an illiterate could probably write better than the Family Guy.
What next? A Bob's Burgers and South Park crossover. Adventure Time meets My Little Pony.
Well, the problem I think now they've got Simpsons is what do they cross over with now to cash in?
What is the next cash in?
I think it'll be. Do I edit this out? I was going to think of something funny then. I thought it would just.
My Little Pony.
Come on, My Little Pony.
Well, actually, speaking, South Park technically has done its little crossover episode in Cartoon Wars.
That's
where
true.
Bart Simpson makes an appearance, Family Guy makes an appearance.
Exactly, but what can they... Like, they seem to be more reliant on cash-ins. Like, this got the highest ratings for Fox on the night. Even beat Family Guy.
Really?
Which Wikipedia seemed to be noteworthy enough to mention. I thought Family Guy would be going downhill now, but apparently...
Family Guy still draws big audiences, depressingly.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I mean, I'll probably never watch it ever again.
No.
But as a little piece of entertainment, I did quite enjoy it. I would recommend it. It's a nice little breezy watch. It's what the Family Guy crossover should have been. Yeah.
I think that especially if you're a fan of Futurama, definitely seek it out. If you've never seen Futurama, don't bother. You won't have the residual love for that show needed to watch this without thinking like, oh, what's going on? You wouldn't just go with it, I don't think.
Oh, I also, on a little side note, I did like when Lisa was rounding up all the Bart alien monster things. I liked how she was using the space saxophone.
Cephalophone, is it called?
I think so. From the final episode. I thought that was a really cute note. I'm a fan that Lisa was playing it well as well, because it's maybe a really difficult instrument to play.
Do you think this will be the last time Futurama is ever shown? Because it's been cancelled again.
I don't think so.
You think it'll come back in some form?
I don't think it's the last time we're going to see these characters. I think they'll find a way.
Yeah.
There's going to be more appearances, I think. I'd be very surprised. I'd hope not.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want it to be the last time. Because I think...
it could do better.
It could do better. I think Futurama... I always felt Futurama deserves more recognition than it gets.
Yeah.
It really feels like the underdog. Because it's like a science fiction show. It's like science fiction's always the underdog. It always deserves a bit more respect in people's eyes. And people always talk about Simpsons, a Family Guy, or whatever the hip new animated show is. But Futurama's always just its own little thing. It's just been in the corner, quite quietly and happily producing episodes. Like I said, even though I've not watched all the new stuff, I just liked the idea that it was continuing, at least somewhere, in its own quiet little way. It never announced big episodes. It never drew attention to itself like Family Guy or Simpsons does. It just got on with it.
Yeah.
Just kept showing out episodes.
Yeah.
No, I would. Now, on a side note, the next animated thing I'd want to see is I would want to see Adventure Time meets
Futurama.
That'd be fun. I might start doing Adventure Time vlogs. That's a popular show.
Yeah.
Adventure Time's awesome.
I've seen some of it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
What were you gonna I'll edit that out. Adventure Time meets
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
That would if they were to do that would be huge.
Yeah.
Because you get all the weird. I can't say that. You get all the bronies. You get all the brony fans, and because My Little Pony's huge.
Yeah.
Adventure Time's huge. But I guess compared to My Little Pony, because obviously there's the stigma against it, because it's meant to be for little girls. But I think Adventure Time's a bit more, I guess, acceptable to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's got a bit of street cred. Adventure Time. While My Little Pony, it's perceived to be, for little girls only. But you can watch whatever the fuck you want. Who cares really?
Who's even gonna know?
Who's gonna know exactly?
Yeah.
If you're a brony, then.
More power to you.
I respect you. I don't think I'd have the balls to go out in the street and pronounce my love for My Little Pony.
No.
I don't think I couldn't do that. So.
But there's nothing wrong if you do.
No, absolutely nothing wrong. You can edit all this stuff out.
That's right. Also, to end it, I liked the ending. The nice little moment where he pulls his hat off and pulls the beer in.
That was cute.
They managed to get more emotion built up for it than Simpsons had for ages.
That's true. Yeah.
Didn't you feel like it was a nice, sweet little thing at the end where?
It was nice.
Yeah.
I would have really, if you had time, I would have loved to see like a time lapse.
Time lapse.
You know, like where he's sitting there and like kind of skipping forward and.
I bet they thought of that, but thought it'd be too similar to Jurassic Park.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Just that be the exact. I thought they were going to do that, but then I thought, they won't do that.
It would have been cute seeing like. Homer and Marge grow older and older, and then dying, and then Bart, growing older, and then maybe Lisa gets the house and her kids being there, and then it just keeps skipping time forward, and that would have been a nice little moment. But yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it was quite decent.
It was a decent use of 20 minutes.